Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Christine Pedawanich. Let's get right to some local headlines we're following for you. We begin at PDX, where a heads up, if you're flying Alaska Airlines, you could run into a delay. This after the FAA temporarily grounded flights nationwide this morning. Alaska Airlines flights were grounded around 7:30 and lasted about an hour, impacting flights to and from PDX. This noon, flights are back up and running. Details at this point are limited, but Alaska says it was due to a technical issue with a system that calculates weight and balance. And we now know the name of the person Clark County Sheriff's deputies shot and killed on Saturday. Investigators say 41-year-old Benjamin Stephen Woods and Lindsay D. Jones carjacked a van in Hazeldale, then took off. Deputies say they found the stolen van in Salmon Creek, parked behind the American Legion on Northeast 20th Avenue. They say they confronted Woods inside, then shot and killed him. A witness said he had a gun. Jones was arrested nearby. 4 deputies have been placed on administrative leave as that investigation continues. To Clackamas County now, where the sheriff's office there is asking for help finding 7 people who they believe may be connected to a shooting at the Clackamas Town Center. It happened 2 Sundays ago outside the Cheesecake Factory. Investigators say 2 groups were fighting before shots were fired. A short time later, someone checked into a nearby hospital with a gunshot wound. Deputies think they might have been involved, but they're still investigating. Big developments in Oregon's second largest school district. The SalemKaiser School Board unanimously approved a massive layoff, impacting hundreds of district employees. But before they signed off, concerned parents, students, and staff spoke at a meeting last night. Alma McCarty was there and brings us the details.
Inside this building, school board members made what they called a difficult but necessary decision to eliminate 400 positions. The superintendent of SalemKaiser Schools restating again that the district just does not have the money to operate as it has been, leaving them with, quote, no good options.
The way that we built this package is first with just enormous regret and a sense of heavy responsibility. We have heard from commenters tonight, and we feel in our own hearts this same feeling that these reductions are not right.
Superintendent Andrea Castaneda echoing what many speakers attending the board meeting Tuesday night came there to say.
$70 million in budget cuts to an already underfunded school system will be detrimental to our students, but especially the students already pushed into the margins.
I urge you to reconsider the profound impact of cutting student-facing jobs.
Kelsey Miller, a middle school science teacher, criticized district leaders for the current situation.
And once again, as often happens in public education, the district is attempting to balance the budget on the backs of educators and students.
Despite these objections to the largest reduction in more than a decade, board members voted unanimously to approve the decision.
Please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. And it's heavy, it's difficult, and honestly, none of us wanted to do it.
Board Chair Karina Guzman-Ortiz says they voted on a maximum number of layoffs and that over the next month, the district will do what it can to lessen the impact, making slight adjustments to protect things like classroom ratios.
None of these positions being cut are about any individual. Every position is important to us, and that we will try to pivot as needed.
Educators and staff will receive notice on May 17th about the fate of their positions. In Salem, Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Northwest Natural Gas customers could be paying a bigger bill by the end of the year. We're talking a 19% or so increase, meaning on average, someone living in a single-family home would pay roughly $15 more a month. Northwest Natural says the money would cover the cost of things like seismic upgrades and would also help the utility company keep up with inflation. If the Public Utility Commission approves the rate increase, it would take effect in November. To Washington now, where officials there are being proactive, declaring a drought emergency in anticipation of a warm, dry summer. Just to be clear, though, Washington is not in a drought right now, but the Department of Ecology is concerned, citing a low snowpack and a very dry winter. The The drought emergency declaration makes help available before water supplies in the state reach critical levels. Okay, Rod, what are we looking at weather-wise here?
Well, beautiful. I mean, the clear skies are going to be with us not only the rest of today, but for the most part, tomorrow and Friday. I do want to take you back to this morning. If you were up early and out the door, you no doubt had a chill in the air, and maybe where you live, you had some frost to deal with. These temperatures have been adjusted, so it looks like 39 out of PDX will be what goes into the record book. 35 up at Pearson Field in Vancouver, 31 in Hillsboro. Kelso was at 30 degrees. Salem McNary Field did make it down to 32. There's Tillamook at 30. One of the colder spots over in Burns, it was 19 degrees. We had quite a few areas get down to freezing, not showing up on the map, including Dallas, including up in Battleground. Cannon Beach, you're looking at right now, is actually down to 29 degrees this morning. So that was a sign of the light winds and no moderation coming off of the Pacific waters. Beautiful day at the coast. Light winds, 56 degrees. Some areas will hit 60 today. Timberline was down to 21 this morning, mainly clear, looking at Mount Jefferson to the south. Right now, beautiful weather. Over in Central Oregon, it's clear. You can see the snow on the Three Sisters from Aspen Lakes Golf Course. Temperatures over here will be in the 50s today. Pretty nice weather. Portland at noon, setting at 54. We're on track to get up to my forecast high of 64 degrees. Coming up, there's still the chance that part of the weekend we'll see some rain, and we'll talk about that in my 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Rod. Time to talk about the Oregon primary now. The drug crisis is one of the big topics that people will be talking about, affecting people all over the state, including folks in Clackamas County. And next month, voters there will decide whether to re-elect Chair Tootie Smith. Pat Doris spoke with her leading challenger, former Sheriff Craig Roberts.
Craig Roberts was born and raised in Clackamas County. He served as the county sheriff from 2005 through the end of 2020. That included devastating wildfires and much more. He's since been retired, but said he felt compelled to return to public office to help fix some of the big issues like affordable housing, along with drug abuse and mental health issues.
No, there's a whole host of other things that really separate me from Tootie Smith. I mean, one of the things that I really bring to the table and that, you know, I'm an honor to be a part of, but, you know, I created the largest drug and alcohol treatment program in the state of Oregon, 80 beds. And it took us years to figure out how to make that program successful. We looked at national best practices. We have an 88% success rate. And our goal is, I cannot fix somebody's drug and alcohol issues in 30 days. It takes 12 to 18 months. We put you into clean and sober living, and there's accountabilities along the way. And so 2 years after they've been released from our program, there's no rearrest. They're doing well in the community. And it takes longer, and it has to be a commitment. And so right now, what's happening is there is a lot of money for drug and alcohol treatment and a lot of services, but what is happening so often is they're throwing money at, let's get this building. It's the program that runs the building that makes the difference. It's not the building.
One of those buildings that's become a real sticking point in the county is the new courthouse. I asked Roberts what he would do to try to get the budget for that project under control. You can watch his answer and our full interview. It's up now. It's in the story section of the KGW YouTube channel.
That was Pat Doris reporting. He'll be speaking with current Chair Tootie Smith tonight on KGW's The Story at 6:30. We're also following up on Portland's fentanyl state of emergency and a pilot project that pairs police with outreach workers trying to connect homeless people with services. Numbers from mid-December to late February show those pairings interacted with about 100 people on the street, but only half of them expressed an interest in getting services. Of those people who did express interest, nearly half of them were unable to get the help that they needed. Outreach workers say when the capacity to serve people isn't there, it's damaging.
My addiction's so bad. I'm a polysubstance user. I've been an addict since I was 11 years old. My father stuck a needle in my arm.
We have a revolving door of people accessing just one siloed service and not actually benefiting, not becoming well, not achieving wellness, but instead just going back into the community to where they came from and experiencing the same cycle.
Right now, the police and outreach teams are focused on Old Town, but Multnomah County commissioners are calling for those efforts to extend countywide.